Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror film reviews, ratings, rankings, and rumors. Now for your hosts, Danny, Joel, and Katrina.
Whoa! This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Catholic Katrina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jewish Joel.
Oh!
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish today.
All right, we're going to get really religious on you, so take a seat and get ready for a sermon.
Oh, man.
Just kidding. We're going to talk about...
Pastor Danny.
Yeah.
I don't know what year this came out. Do you know,
2018.
Joel? Oh, okay.
What?
Katrina's on it.
Wow. All right.
2018.
Yeah, sure.
That's what my phone says.
The
Yeah.
Nun.
The
We're going to talk
nun.
about a nun today.
A
So
scary
Joel,
nun, though.
Yeah. Tell us about who's in this.
All right. So this one stars Thaisa Farmiga. Thaisa. No. She's Sister Irene. She is in 32 episodes of American Horror Story, The Final Girls, and The Mule, and is the younger sister of Vera Farmiga, who is Lorraine Warren in the Conjuring Universe. Yeah.
Oh.
Looks like it could be like her
Interesting.
daughter, but it's her younger sister.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Keeping it in the
And-
family.
Yeah, exactly. Then we got Damien Bashir. He's Father Burke. He was in Godzilla vs. Kong, the 2020 The Grudge,
Oh.
Alien Covenant, and 27 episodes of Weeds, which that was a pretty good show
Okay.
back in the day. And then Jonas Bloquet. He's Frenchy. Butchering all these names. I don't know. Whatever. He was in five episodes of Marie Antoinette. Apparently that was a TV show. 8 episodes of 1899 and Working Girls.
Okay.
And then this was written by Gary Dauberman. He did the screenplay and the story. And he did the screenplay for both It and It Chapter 2.
Oh.
The Annabelle trilogy, all 3 of the Annabelle movies. So he's definitely in this Conjuring universe. And 10 episodes, which is the entire season of Swamp Thing before it got canceled. And he's also doing Salem's Lot upcoming. I don't know whenever that one comes out. And Last Train to New York, which is the American Train to Busan.
Yeah.
So he's a busy guy.
He's a busy
with
guy.
with big movies and shows too. And then we got James Wan. He did the story for this, and we've talked about him a bunch of times. So Malignant, Aquaman, and Megan, which I think he did the story for that one too. And The Crooked Man, which is in production, which is
they're
in
bringing that
production
back.
for ever. Yeah,
Okay. I thought that they abandoned that.
I did too, but it's still showing up on IMDb. So I'm like, all right, let's put it on there. It's directed by Corrine Hardy. She did The Hollow and 8 episodes of Gangs of London, and pretty much the only stuff she's done music videos. But as far as like movies and shows go, that's all she's done. So
Interesting.
So
Usually the Conjuring movies, they kind of have the same directors, I feel like. Like, they kind of share, between the different movies.
maybe this is her debut in the Conjuring universe, and she's gonna get another. She doesn't have any Conjuring upcoming movies, so
not
don't
the
know.
Nun 2?
No, different director. I think the director for the Nun 2 is a director of another Conjuring movie, though. So
Okay.
I think it's
All right.
Yeah.
So this one is about a priest with a haunted past, and a novice on the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate the death of a young nun in Romania and confront a malevolent force in the form of a demonic nun.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Katrina, how did the critics and the people feel?
Man. The tomato meter is a 24%.
Wow.
A very rotten tomato.
Wow.
And the audience score is 35%.
Wow.
Yeah.
People did not like this one, apparently.
So, not a very high scoring movie.
No.
IMDb has it at 5.3.
Okay.
So,
I do remember this one not getting very favorable reviews when it came out, which is part of the reason why I didn't see it. This is a first-time watch for both of us, me and Katrina, and then Joel, you saw it one other time?
I think I've seen it once before, yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to talk about, because for some movies, I kind of want to bring up like box office like numbers and like what they. Sometimes it doesn't show on IMDb, but sometimes it does. This movie's budget was $22 million.
Yeah.
And it grossed worldwide $365 million. So regardless of whether or not people liked it or not, we got a Nun too because of those numbers. So
but then when we sit down and watch it, I'm like, oh, that's what this is about. I'm like, okay, let's watch.
I will say Annabelle, the first Annabelle movie, didn't get like people didn't like that movie either when it came out, and Annabelle Creations was like a lot of people's like top 3 Conjuring Universe movies. So maybe we'll get that with.
I am hearing some positives about the Nun 2 so far from some of the early screenings, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go into spoilers. This movie's been out for a while, and it sounds like everybody in the world saw it, except for us.
Yeah.
It made a lot of money. So,
yeah.
This movie was better than I thought it was going to be. Just judging from all the negative that I heard when it came out. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So, we'll start there.
Okay, start there.
What did you guys think?
Well, I enjoyed it in with how it ended. I was like, okay, I'm glad it ended that way because now I'm like, okay, that was an okay movie and I'm ready to see this second one. If it hadn't ended the way it ended, I mean, I had a good amount of beef with it. There was some and it was just like a typical, I don't know, it didn't feel creative. It didn't feel, it felt like one of those typical stories.
Yeah.
That's
special.
Yeah. And then not even done that well.
Yeah.
So I guess I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah. I would say it's your typical Conjuring style movie,
but not even like Conjuring though. I don't think it was very well done for the Conjuring movies.
Yeah. But like I don't think you've seen the Annabelle movies.
No.
When you take those into consideration, and Conjuring, to me, the Conjuring, the original, and Annabelle Creation are the best of the series.
I agree with that.
The other ones are whatever. They're
okay
not
too bad.
Wait, Conjuring 2?
Conjuring 2 is okay.
See, I liked that one.
Okay.
And that's why I was excited for this once I figured out that's what this nun
is. I will say the nun is the best part of that movie.
Yes. Yeah. And the nun is intense.
Yeah. The nun is intimidating. This movie makes nuns in general creepy.
Yeah.
Like, even the good nuns were like kind of creepy.
Well,
and like
but they weren't good nuns.
Well, I mean, they weren't. I mean,
they
weren't.
If we're going straight into spoilers, they weren't actually.
But they weren't meaning evil. You know, like they were just regular people. Supposed to be just regular people. But the entire time, the nuns were kind of creepy.
Yeah, because there was already this feel of them.
Yeah. So,
but that was partly because they were not actual people.
I know, but just not even the way they were acting, just looking at them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the idea of nuns, it's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, aside from like Sister Act.
We could have nuns in our audience. You don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think they're allowed to watch podcasts. I don't know.
Not these podcasts.
A horror movie podcast.
But the idea of nuns in general, I think already is like.
Yeah. Well, and like the setting, like the, I think it was an abbey. I think they called it.
Yeah.
Like that setting, like the old like Gothic architecture and the nuns and just the religious kind of theme. That all is just kind of creepy within itself. So I think that to me is which is just kind of the setup of the movie, but that's what it had going for it.
Yeah, this setting was very creepy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was also like confusing.
Yeah.
Like
where are they?
Where are we? Like how many alleys and levels and different spaces are there in this?
Yeah, the Catholic Church is big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just this building. It seemed like, I don't know. Yeah, it was a little confusing. Like, where is this character versus this character?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they in like just rooms next to each other? Are they like really far away from each other? Or what? And why are they always separated? Why aren't they ever together?
That's just a horror movie cliche.
They're always
they're always separated.
Well, but I think that a lot of times they were separated because like the woman isn't going to sleep in the same area as the priest.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, the nun had to be separate from the.
Yeah.
I feel like under these circumstances, though, I would think that would be okay.
Yeah. Well, it was the other nuns that were,
that were separating,
setting the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah. That's true.
So what did you think, Joel?
Yeah, Joel, what's your thoughts?
This is bottom tier Conjuring for me. I've seen all of the Conjuring movies, and this is like bottom 3 of the Conjuring movies for me. I'm not a fan. I liked the setting. The atmosphere sometimes was creepy. Not all the time, but sometimes it was. It's kind of weird. But they took a creepy character from Conjuring 2, gave her own movie, and somehow wasn't good. I don't know. It's like, I like that you don't see her a lot. You don't see like her face a whole lot in this movie. You just like her presence is all around everyone, which is why that's why I feel like the atmosphere being creepy in some parts and not in others is kind of weird. Because when the atmosphere when it's creepy, it's actually pretty effective, but at the same time, I don't know. It's the acting is fine. I don't have a problem with the acting. That's pretty much how I feel about all the Conjuring movies. It's pretty good. Even like the lower tier ones are still pretty decent. But I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting the first time watching it. I don't know what I was expecting the second time watching it this time. But yeah, I just wasn't a fan of this movie.
Yeah, I think it's okay. But it is better than I thought. I thought it was going to be absolutely horrible, but it's not a horrible movie to me.
Yeah,
it's not a horrible.
Yeah, I mean it's bottom 3 for me, but it's not like the worst of the 3 of the bottom. But it's just it's slightly below average for me as far as like these types of movies go. And when we're in 2018 for this movie. We started in 2013 with The Conjuring.
Yeah.
So we've gotten like Annabelle Creation, I think it was 2017. So like we've gotten some like really good movies up until this point, really, kind of. Besides maybe the first Annabelle movie. But so it's like I feel like the bar was kind of raised as far as Conjuring movies go. And this one just lowered it like by quite a bit.
Well, and I feel like you said, like they took a really creepy character, gave her her own movie, and I feel like there was so much potential there.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't held up to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of potential for it, and I feel like they did try, they did like a pretty decent job, like when at the very beginning, how they started out. I feel like they started out pretty strong.
Yeah.
And then it just died off.
Mm-hmm.
And it went way too long. And I don't even know how long the movie was, but
I think it's a little over an hour and a half long. I'm pretty sure.
It felt way longer than that, because it was just like the same stuff happening. And it was like it started out strong. The look of the nun when he found her after she hung herself. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, like it was intense, and like it felt like, oh wow, we're buckle up, we're getting in for a good movie. And it didn't hold up to that.
It these Conjuring movies kind of have a formula, and this is just that very basic formula of we're going to go into a room, it's going to be creepy atmosphere, something's going to pop up or something's going to be behind you, and then nothing actually happens. And then we're going to do that again with a different character, and it's just kind of over and over again with a little bit of story sprinkled in.
But at the same time, they do those they do like the really cheap jump scares too in those particular scenes where nothing really happens. Nothing really does happen, but you do get a jump scare. Just nothing is actually followed after that. Like nobody's actually killed because of this jump scare, because they're someone jumps out in front of it. This movie is full of cheap, lazy jump scares. I will say when you've before, I think it's the scene where you do see the nun for the first time. You see her shadow on the wall, like moving. Mm-hmm. I like that. That was a creepy moment. Until you see the nun and like in the mirror behind her, and it was just like, okay, cool.
The build up was cool. Maybe the payoff.
And it's just that movie was it was filled with those moments where it's just like, there's someone behind me, and then the music will just stop, and then there'll be silence, and then like, something will happen. You'll get a jump scare, but that's lazy and that's cheap.
And so it was filled with those moments of like, oh, okay, it's getting good, and then that's it.
Then we move on to another scene.
Good build up for the scenes, but not much payoff.
And I'm trying to think of like some of the other beefs that I had with it. I felt like one thing that really frustrated me, and I don't know if this is just me, but it was like, I think this might be the only movie that I've seen where there's a priest who's like coming, knowing that there's a haunting going on and everything. And they never once think, let's pray. Mm-hmm. Let's say our prayers, say whatever. They freak out. And it's like, you're the priest. You're the nun. Like, why are you guys not thinking, pray?
The only ones that were praying were the other nuns.
Yeah.
That one scene towards the end when they get the blood of Christ. And Frenchie was like, should we pray about this?
Yeah.
And the priest is like, there's a time for prayer and a time for action.
There's no time for prayer. Yeah. And he's like, but I think this is also a good time to pray.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how the movie like called itself out on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, wow, I've never seen a priest in a movie so resistant to pray.
Mm-hmm. Well,
no matter what.
You got 50 other nuns praying like nonstop for you. So.
Yeah. Well, and what was crazy is even like when you're buried alive and still you don't think to pray?
Yeah.
Like that never was a thought? Like, why are you a priest? Why? I'm like...
Yeah.
Yeah. He's no Russell Crowe.
Yeah. Definitely not.
How they get rid of her too, I don't understand what happened there. She's so what is her name? Like they don't even say her name in this movie, I don't think. It's in Conjuring 2 that her name is like Valak or something.
Yeah. I think they do say it.
Yeah, they
did. Say Valak in this one? Okay.
Yeah, they mentioned it at one point.
And like that's how they got rid of her in Conjuring 2. Say your name, Valak. But this is almost as bad, where Sister Irene has like the bottle, the blood of Christ on her somewhere, and she's getting drowned by Valak. And she comes up one last time for air and like spits the blood of Christ in her face.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get that in your mouth? Like, when did this happen? Like,
I know.
Yeah, that was kind of disrespectful.
And he also
to swallow the blood of Christ.
Yeah, and he had also already.
Yeah,
it's rude.
Yeah, and he had already broken it and used the blood of Christ to wipe on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, man, that already like so once. Okay, so this was already broken, like the little ball thing, because the blood of Christ was in this little like cross thing that was inside the ball.
Yeah.
And he already had to have broken it, taken that cross out, broken the cross to be able to access the blood and wipe it on her.
Yeah.
And then somehow it was back on her neck. She had it, or no, somehow I think she like grabbed it or something. She like it floated and she got it, but it's like, oh, so it was back in the ball of or whatever, and then she was able to somehow get it into her mouth and hold on to it in her mouth while she's being drowned.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's not how that goes.
Yeah,
that was really
it was like, I think it was all for the effects.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope they defeat her in a better way in the this is gonna be your third try at defeating the nun. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
You don't have the blood of Christ anymore, so I don't know how you're gonna do it.
Yeah. And that is a cool way to defeat her, like with the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
But the way it was done. Yeah.
I agree.
It's like, wow, all right, that's
and that was a lot of blood that she had in her mouth.
Oh, she downed the whole thing and
So messed up.
And she just held it in her mouth to be able to spit it out.
Jesus, you're spitting out.
You're spitting Jesus' blood out.
That's so crazy.
Hey, it's to defeat evil though, so it's okay.
Yeah. Doesn't apparently work.
You can only do that once because you can't do that again now. Unless you're like, oh, we have a second vial of Jesus' blood over here.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, I think we're all kind of in agreement. It was basic. Definitely some issues. Nothing too great about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I probably liked it maybe a little more than you guys.
Definitely.
We'll
Probably,
see what
yeah.
our scores add up to. But
yeah.
So yeah, let's just go ahead and score it.
Score it?
Yeah.
Okay, Joel.
All right. So this one is getting. This one's getting a 67.
Okay. All right. What
All
do you
right.
think?
62.
62.
Okay.
All right. I was going to go 60. Or no, sorry. 72. I
No.
was going to go 72.
Okay.
Yeah. I just thought it was fine.
Yeah.
As you can see, we didn't have too much to say about this movie.
I mean, what is there to say?
It's one of our shorter episodes.
It is,
There's
yeah.
just not much to talk about with it.
I think the most we had to talk about was the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think, okay, so here's the
very
thing.
end.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah.
The very end was cool. It made me look forward to the next one. I liked how they tied it into
The Conjuring.
Like, they made Frenchie the character that was in the first or the second.
That was the first one. It made me want to rewatch that one because I was like, was this? Because I know she was in, like they had, I wasn't sure if it was who they were talking about in the first Conjuring movie, if it was the actual like same person they were talking about in this movie.
Yeah, that scene looked really familiar.
Yeah.
At the end, the scene from
Conjuring.
From The Conjuring.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the like actual scene.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was a cool little twist to add.
Yeah, that was clever. It's
Yeah, I really liked that. I did think that there were some good, like I said, that the look of her hanging when Frenchie found her. And I feel like the Frenchie scenes were good. I think Frenchie was my favorite character.
I didn't like him at first. Like when they first introduced us to him, not when he's walking up, but like when Sister Irene and the father are like the interaction. He seemed kind of creepy to me. I don't know. Just
he was kind of.
But it did.
Yeah.
But I did end up liking him after a while. Yeah.
He kind of was a loner, like just kind of on his own in the middle of nowhere out there.
Yeah.
And he didn't like really respect the position of the nun. Like he's like, that's too bad.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, he didn't know she was a nun at first. He was just being creepy to be creepy.
Yeah, but then when he found out she was a nun, he's like, man,
that's too bad. Yeah.
And then he's like still like flirting with her in the car and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know if he's in the second one? Do we know?
So when I looked up the cast, I did see him. He is in. He is going to be in the second one. I don't know how big his part's going to be, but
it might be like a flashback or something.
Well, it's just I don't know how. I just don't know how long, like what the time frame is between the first nun and the second nun, because we know what happens to him eventually from the Conjuring, from the first Conjuring movie. But I don't know if that's before or after what happens with Frenchie. So, or what happens in the Nun too. So he is in it, but I don't know how big his part is. So
well, we said like, oh, he's still alive because we thought that he was killed.
Oh yeah,
and he comes back and saves the day.
Yeah.
But
I thought he died too. I was like, what?
Yeah, and we were like, what? And that at first that was like annoying to me because I was like, really? How is he gonna just like, okay, now he's alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then so that's part of where I was like, okay, the end redeemed itself by that, because it was like, oh, that's why he's alive.
It went into him.
Yeah.
But then why would he kill or help
kill the
Valak?
nun? Yeah.
And why would Valak still?
Because he wanted to be the powerful one.
Yeah.
That's why he wanted to kill Valak.
How was he? What was possessing him then? If Valak was still there.
Yeah,
because they're saying that they did mention that there has to be a body for the evil to enter. So maybe when they defeated Valak, it went into him.
Yeah.
We just didn't see it go into him, but they're saying that there has to be a body.
I was thinking it went into him before.
Yeah, when he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it could have gone into him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. We'll never know. They just cut to another scene and that's it. Like,
yeah. I guess that's another beef.
Yeah. It is annoying when movies do that. It'll just be like focusing on one character and then cut to something else, and then this other person's like alive all of a sudden. It's like, okay, well, not sure how that happened, but it's the magic of being off screen, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
CPR off screen.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when the priest finally prayed.
Yeah. Or he it was because he prayed.
Yeah.
That he lived.
And there were like zombie nuns in this movie too. Like it was weird. Nuns, like people coming from under the ground. I think in the cemetery scene, you just see like a hand come up in the. Yeah. I was like, come on, guys, that's all right.
You're going a little far here.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
All right. Well, we'll see how the Nun 2 turns out. We're gonna be reviewing that one, so look out for that. And then we're gonna get into the big hitters: Saw X,
Exorcist, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. So those are the big ones coming up.
Yep.
This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
So don't let Alec bite.